Ciao, my love. I was not ready to record. I'm, as you can see, no makeup, chilling in my kitchen, doing my tea and relaxing. But I had to come on because I needed to give you a message. And I'm speaking to the content creator. So whether you're a tarot reader or oracle reader, intuitive, artist, singer, I don't know, whatever you do online, on YouTube, Instagram, this is for you. Basically, I want to tell you that, because I've noticed it actually with a lot of people, that they are trying to cater to everyone. So you need to have your client, your mamma mia, how do I say this? Like your main person that you're speaking to. And I learned this even in fashion school. Like who is your target, when it comes to your brand that you are creating. Who is your target customer and what is your philosophy? It's very important. So now I'm thinking this, and I'm trying to say this to you in terms, mamma mia, of content creation. I noticed that a lot of you try to cater to everyone, and when you try to cater to everyone, you cater to no one, because you're not being authentic and you're not being fully you, because you're trying to include everyone. And I'm sorry to say it, but that is just bullshit. Okay, I notice sometimes even with tarot readers, because there's a few that I really like watching for entertainment, because I can do it myself for myself. I have the gifts, but there are a few tarot readers on YouTube that I enjoy watching. Not all of them do this, but I notice some do this, where they're talking, they're sharing a message, and then in terms, for example, of mamma mia, the lighting, of like when they're describing the tarot cards, they start trying to include everyone. For example, the Emperor. The Emperor is a masculine, okay? It is what it is. And when they start wording things like, oh, you know what I mean? When they start trying to include every single person, and then they apologize, and then they're like, oh no, but I mean this, or I'm just like, no. Pick your person. Pick who it is that you are speaking to, who is your target, who is your main person, who is your client, okay, or whatever it is that you do, okay? Are you talking to the girly girls, the lover girls, the spiritual women, the powerful women, or the men, Who are you talking to, And I say mostly women because I'm more feminine based. I don't do content for men. But if you do content for men, okay, then they would be your main customer. What type of man are you speaking to or creating content for, So think about that. When you are being authentic and when you're being yourself, you're not gonna please everyone. That does not exist. You can't please everyone. Okay, when you're fully transparent, when you're fully honest and authentic to you, to who you are truly for, because we all have a purpose and we all have a person, a soul tribe that we are meant to guide or teach or give a service to, or whatever it is, whatever it is you're doing. So again, you're gonna trigger some, especially those of you with strong, bold light. You're gonna trigger people. That's okay. When you are being you and you're being authentic, it's gonna happen. You're gonna trigger people, okay? Again, when you're trying to please everyone, when you're trying to include everyone from A to Z, you include no one, because you please no one, because it comes off fake. It comes off inauthentic. I can smell it. I can sniff it. Oh my God, as soon as I hear that bullshit in someone's video, I'm just like, okay, we're turning it off. Click. I get so turned off. And if I get turned off, then I bet a lot of other people also get turned off. I'm very authentic and bold in saying that I'm not for everyone. Okay, I'm a Scorpio. Okay, and I have strong astrology where I'm a very bold speaker and I have, you know, a very bold way of saying things, and I'm very direct, and, you know, like, you have to just own it and not give a, you know, because again, your true soul tribe, the people that you are meant to guide or teach or create content or artistry or music or whatever it is, again, that you do, they're gonna find you when you are being authentic to that message, to that person, to whoever you're meant to be, you know, speaking to, okay? But when you're trying to fucking people please everyone, trying to include everyone, and you're being inauthentic, your true people can't find you. Your true customer, your dream client, they can't find you because you are too busy trying to include everyone, okay? Imagine I'm trying to create a fucking fashion brand and I'm trying to include everyone. It's not gonna work. I need to be, because you have a passion, and that passion is gonna flourish and it's gonna be amazing when you zone in on who you're targeting, okay? Like in terms of fashion, maybe you're creating prints, okay? And your customer is someone who likes florals, floral prints, floral skirts, 50s dresses, I don't know, whatever it is that you're creating, you have to have a target customer in mind. Then maybe it's someone that has an organic lifestyle and she likes, you know, unique things, and you know what I mean, like, without getting into too many details, like, my arm is starting to hurt. But yeah, I really wanted to come on and say that because I think that that's blocking a lot of us. I'm gonna include myself in this, even though I'm pretty fucking authentic, you know. But I think for the longest time, you know, I think for me it's been more visibility issues because I know who my target is, okay? But because I have many gifts and you know, talents or experience and many different things, sometimes it's difficult for me to zone in on one thing. But you know, as of lately, I'm like, I'm talking to the lover girls, I'm talking to the girly girls like me, who are bold and feisty and powerful, you know, who have a big purpose, and I have to just be bold about it and like not give a fuck. Those are the women that I'm talking to, you know, because I made a few, for example, videos on YouTube that I noticed that a lot of men were not the customer, mamma mia. I'm thinking about other things, about what I was saying to you. I just noticed that there was a lot of men watching those videos, and I'm like, no. I don't know what frequency I'm putting out, because you're not my target audience. My target audience are women, and I just, you know, I have to make it very clear in my messages or in my videos that I'm talking to, you know, women, to feminine women, to the girly girls, the lover girls, the girls who maybe date a fucking narcissist, who were overgivers, who are empaths, those girls, you know. And I guess that's what I'm saying, like, the message hasn't really been that clear, so it's for me too. But you know, I really wanted to say this and share it with you all because, yeah, people pleasing ain't gonna work. It's 2026, no more of that shit, okay? I think a lot of us have already done a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work, and you know, and it's enough of that. I really think that you're gonna up level in a big way in your business, or again, whatever you're creating and doing, when you zone in on who you're truly speaking to, okay? And stop playing that game of, I'm gonna include this person, and this person, and everyone, so nobody feels left out, so no one gets offended, so no one gets insulted. Who gives up if they get offended or insulted? You're not even talking to them. You're talking to so-and-so. You're talking to A, or you're talking to B, or C, D, F, whatever, okay? So if Z gets insulted, That's not even the person you're talking to. You know, enough with this whole coddling or people too sensitive or I don't know. It's like, you know what I mean? You're creating content for a specific, you know, person out there. Okay? Go all in on that person, okay? So they can find you, so they can find your content, okay? I think that what I'm seeing on socials, you know, is that there's not enough authenticity, okay? And I've been watching behind the scenes for many years now. And it's taken me a long time to get on here on video. Because like I said a minute ago, for me, my biggest block has been visibility wounds. Like, I've been afraid to get on camera because I don't really like being on camera. Like, I'm a Scorpio. I like my privacy. I like to be an introvert. But for many years, I've just been watching content creators, artists, designers, you know, so many different types of people. I've seen so many people go from nothing to bigness, to, you know, creating wealth and abundance for themselves. Their channel starts growing. I've seen girls start their Instagram literally within days, they blow up. And I'm like, damn, why am I sitting here with all these beautiful gifts that I have and not sharing them with the world? That is like a disservice to humanity, that I'm just sitting here with all these gorgeous gifts and all this damn talent. And I'm gonna make actually a video for those people who they know that 9 to 4 is not for them. They know they have a big purpose. They've known it since they were very young. And they feel a little stuck. You know, someone like me. I've been on a long journey. I have a big education background. I studied for like a billion years in different countries, and I've lived all over the place. So I have a lot of experience and a lot of things to share, especially when it comes to your soul purpose in your career and design and stuff like that. But this is not the video for that. Regardless, what I want to say is that I've been behind the scenes just watching, you know, watching people on Instagram, watching how they act, how they talk for many years now. And a lot of them are full of shit. And it takes a Scorpio to tell you this and to know, because I sniff bullshit immediately. Like, you know, but I'm hoping, and I'm, you know, that most people can also sniff it too. But a lot of times they don't, you know, they fall for a lot of, you know, garbage. I've noticed that a lot of the accounts on social media that are the biggest, the ones that have over 1 million followers, are of people who are bullshitters, who, you know, have a facade. They're fake. They're creating, you know, stupid content that, you know what I mean? And people love it. And then the truth seekers, the truth bold speakers, and not to say that you shouldn't be a bold speaker, because I am all about that. But I just noticed that a lot of the fakes are the ones that are gaining momentum and followers, and then the ones who are truly genuine are not. But that's because they are missing audacity. You know, I think the other day I saw a post about how Jay Shetty is, you know, getting paid like I don't know how many hundreds of millions or whatever for a podcast or something like that. And someone was criticizing that, you know, that he's saying that he's a monk, but that really he's not. I don't know. I haven't been following that story. I don't really follow his stuff or his content. Again, I'm a bullshit detector. I immediately can sense when someone's not the real deal, and I get put off by their message, their content, their stuff. Like, for example, when all the stuff was going on social media about the e-files, and they were talking about, I think, Deepak Chopra, however you say his name, and I was like, yeah, I knew a long time ago. Again, Scorpio, like I could just sniff it. And there was like this popular, I don't want to say her name, but there was this popular girl on social media who creates also a podcast on YouTube, and she does a lot of spiritual content, and she always boasted about him. And I was like, something smells fishy here. And like, you know what I'm saying? Scorpios, I don't know if you're watching me, but you know what I mean. You could just sniff bullshit. And there's just so much of that online. So it's time for you to be authentic, to speak honestly, and to speak your truth, and to speak to your target person, people, soul tribe, so they can find you and you can start blowing the f up, okay? Because people like me and you, what we've been missing is audacity, boldness. And then the fake ass people, they got enough of that, and they're the ones making billions or having millions of followers online. And it's like, no, let's stop watching those people blowing the fuck up. And it's time for you and me also to blow the fuck up. But that's why I had to come on here, even though I'm over here with no makeup on, just chilling in my kitchen, to tell you to start being authentic to you and to your message, okay? Pick who it is you're speaking to and stick with that, okay? Don't try to include everyone, okay? Because that's where a lot of people fucking fail. And it's a big fucking turnoff. When you're like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so, and you can include, no. I'm losing the words as to how these people like word it. But it's when they're like, I'm talking to he, and I'm talking to her, and I'm also talking to, I don't know, whatever else there is besides he and her. I don't know. Like, come on, pick who you really talking to. So anyways, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to come back because I want to talk about soul purpose. I want to talk about manifestation and how it's bullshit. And I'm not saying that the law of attraction and manifesting and all those things isn't real, but you'll have to find out when I make my video. I made 2 podcast episodes about that. So if you want to listen to those, and it's about how I manifested, my blessings came to me, okay? And I received the most gorgeous, beautiful apartments and things in my life. And how I lived an incredible life in London. I made 2 podcast episodes about that. And it's already on YouTube. So if you want to go check those out, go check them out. But I will be making a video, because those were just podcast episodes. I'm going to make an actual video where I talk about manifestation. I want to talk about soul purpose and career. Anyways, that's it. Un bacio. A la próxima.